This is official! We have a volunteer referee!
Children cheer as a giraffe, pig, and several other kinds of animals shout and wave flags as two vultures manning a...
Right, dirty yellows. Let's have a nice clean game.
The king, a rhino, warthog, alligator, and hyena.
Right, true blues. Let's foot forward.
A kangaroo, ostrich, hippo, and cheetah. Professor Brown places the ball at midfield at the king's feet. The king passes to the warthog, who passes it along to the hyena. He shows off for a bit, then passes to the rhino, who scoops the ball up on his horn. He uses his head to pass to the alligator, who dribbles it like a basketball with his tail. The blue team jumps out of the way as the goalkeeper, an elephant, tries to block the goal. The alligator creeps up to the elephant, then pulls a mouse out of his shirt.
Weird sort of game they play here.
The elephant hides behind the goal as the alligator tees up his shot. The cheetah runs by and steals the ball, leaving a trail tail. The crowd cheers as his foot. He tries to swat the flames out as the cheetah weaves in and out of the yellow team's defense. He finally stops and passes as his pants fall around his ankles. The kangaroo dribbles, then passes to the hippo. The hippo passes to the ostrich. He falls as he catches it in his claws. He lifts his head and smiles, reveling in the applause as he juggles the ball between his feet. He looks over to see the yellow team charging toward him in a cloud of dust. He buries his head in the grass. The yellow team charges over top of him, then steamrolls Professor Brown. Then hurry on to
Oh, look! Emilius is sitting down. That's why it did so, Thomas.
Him off with his tail. The vulture stops him before he can grab it. The hippo shoots toward the yellow goal, where a gorilla swinging from the crossbar boots it away. The hyena ducks, and the ball smacks the king in the face. The king kicks the hyena into the kangaroo.
Foul! Foul! They're only animals. That's no excuse for dirty football.
The elephant collects the ball, then smacks it away with his trunk. The warthog and cheetah trade punches as the ball bounces off their heads. It comes to rest on the ostrich, whose head is still in the grass. The king kicks the ostrich's backside, knocking him and the ball into the air. The alligator gains control until the hippo jumps onto his tail. The alligator's teeth fly from his mouth, then chomp the wood.
Oh,
It works its way through a scrum.
are you feeling very sad about for you then, Percy? I know what you're saying about that,
Cheetah tries to run with
Toby. Yeah, don't forget what the animals are playing with each other.
The alligator is off the hyena's head. Then the kangaroo knocks it toward the warthog, jamming it onto his tusks.
Don't they have no rules? Of course they do. The king makes them up as he goes along.
The king pushes the warthog like a wheelbarrow. The ostrich sticks his foot out, knocking the ball from the warthog's tusks. The king continues pushing, digging himself neck deep in the ground. The hippo backs up to get under the ball, and backs right into the rhino's horn. The ball flies into his mouth. The king and the rhino kick the hippo in the midsection, trying to knock the ball loose. One turns to follow it.
Mr. Hippo, what are you still doing it there?
Ducks under the ball, then gets
Shut up, you naughty blue steam train.
to reveal him on
I think you could know that what Professor Brown must be doing it with the true blues and the dirty yellows then.
He's all right. Well, he's moving. Oh, he almost had it then.
The ball bounces into the elephant's trunk. He fires it across the field. The players change direction just as Professor Brown is dusting himself off. He's knocked flat on his back as the vultures trot out again.
Looks like he's done for this time.
The gorilla kicks the ball across the field again. Professor Brown ducks under the ball. The elephant catches it in his trunk and rockets it back across. The goalies knock the ball back and forth across the field. The players and the spectators all whip their heads back and forth to follow.
Don't just stand there! Get in!
As the ball continues flying back and forth, the yellow team lifts the rhino up with his head pointed at the goal. The rhino readies himself as the elephant fires it. He looks over to see the yellow team charging toward him in a cloud of dust. He buries his head in the grass. The yellow team charges over top of him, then steamrolls Professor Brown. The vultures perk up and grab the stretcher, then hurry onto the field.
Gracious.
You're doing fine, matey.
The king lifts him up and dusts him off with his
Look,
tail.
Thomas,
The vultures sadly
it's
turn
King
and-
Leonidas
Move it around. Move it around.
cleaning
Brown reaches for the
Professor
star.
Emilius Brown. He's going to get the Star of Astroth, Thomas.
Drops him before he can grab it. The hippo shoots toward the yellow goal, where a gorilla swings. The king
I know what you're saying it. Shut up and look at the football, please, Toby.
That's no excuse for dirty.
James is right. Look, the animals are playing football.
Bounces off their heads. It comes to rest on the ostrich, whose head is still in the grass. The king kicks the ostrich's backside, knocking him and the ball into the air. The alligator gains control until the hippo jumps onto his tail. The alligator's teeth fly from his mouth and chomp the alligator's snout falls over. The ball works its way through a scrub. The cheetah tries to run with the ball, but the alligator steps on his tail, causing him to run himself into a hole in the ground. It bounces off the hyena's head. Then
Do they have
knocks it
rules,
toward the warthog, jamming
Percy?
it onto his tusks.
Of course they do.
Cool, said he. King makes smart as he goes along.
King Leonidas, as he wants to push his friends into the football
The
match.
ostrich sticks his foot and backs right into the rhino's horn. The ball flies into his mouth. The king and the rhino kick the hippo in the midsection, trying to knock the ball loose. The alligator trips him, causing the ball to fly out. The gorilla goalie swats the ball across the field. Everyone turns to follow it. Professor Brown ducks under the ball, then gets trampled by the players. The dust cloud clears to reveal him on his knees, face planted in the grass. The vultures grab the stretcher and rush toward him.
Oh, Mr. Brown, do you think he's all right?
Well, he's moving.
Steady, matey. Move it around.
Professor Brown tries for the star again, as the vultures sadly head for their bench. The king drops him.
Oh, he almost had it then.
The ball bounces into the elephant's trunk. He fires it across the field. The players change direction just as Professor Brown is dusting himself off. He's knocked flat on his back as the vultures trot out again.
Looks like he's done for this time.
The gorilla kicks the ball across the field again. Professor Brown ducks under the ball. The elephant catches it in his trunk and rockets it back across. The goalies knock their heads back.
Don't just stand there. Head in.
As the ball continues flying back and forth, the yellow team lifts the rhino up with his head pointed at the goal.
The rhino is going to get the
rhino readies
horn
himself
sticking
as
on
the
ready.
elephant fires it.
James,
The ball sticks onto the end
uh-oh,
of his horn.
it's going to burst out of air.
It pops and begins to fly around the field. It skims the heads of all the spectators. Charles, Paul, and Carrie try to reach up and grab it as it flies over their heads. The vultures and the yellow team duck as it zips by over top of them. The blue team jumps as it flies under their feet, then swirls around the king before knocking him on his backside and taking off into the sky.
Stop that ball.
Blows
Ah,
the ostrich
take
to
cover!
the ground and the spots off the cheetah, then sends all the animals tumbling backward and Professor Brown with them. The force of the king's roar blows the ostrich's head out of the ground and the spots off the cheetah, then sends all the animals tumbling backward and Professor Brown with them. Miss Price and the kids are knocked sideways. The elephant struggles to keep his feet, then sees everyone tumbling toward him. The players crash into the net, squished together in a ball. The king excitedly trots toward the goal line as the deflated ball slowly descends toward the ground. He blows it across the line.
Goal. Game's over. I win.
A disheveled Professor Brown crawls on all fours. Later, the king helps him on with his coat.